Here we are with an estimated 400-player Smoke and Steel League tonight. Our first round is going to be the Pat's Turnpike between the Colquitt's Brigade and the 7th Ohio, followed up by the second round, which will be the Bolivar Heights Camp between the Alabama Volunteer Corps and the Jackson Division. Here are the current standings in the event. The points determine the actual rankings between the divisions. The ELO rank is everyone compared against everyone. It is an unofficial rank. And the regiments for each side tonight are as follows, and the total server population 399, just went down from 400. Very sad, but right now CSA up by 5. In terms of artillery, each side has the option on this map. CSA looks like they're taking 10. Union has 3, so the infantry imbalance is going to be 2 in favor of the Union side. Frontline reporters, Union side. You have Tan here from the 51st Alabama, and on the CSA side, you have Soundwave from the 7th Michigan. Appreciate these guys so we can see what's going on the ground while also seeing what's going on in the sky. If you're playing in this match, send me a link to your POV, and we'll put it in the pinned comment of the video. Co-commentating with me today, we have The Gamer. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm the Gamer. I run the 1st Texas, one of the longest running War of Rights regiments. And our Discord link is discord.gg/twinbanners.
So, with that all being said, it sounds like my game is suppressed. I don't know why it does this when I go into spectator mode, but everything's suppressed, so we will be right back. All right, apologies for that. So a couple minutes have passed since the start of the actual round due to the full server pop, which, you know, it's a good thing to see that. But anyways, some things about the Pat's Turnpike. So Colquitt's Brigade, looks like they picked the map. 7th Ohio decided to pick Union, which means Colquitt's Brigade is the CSA side. In terms of the map balance, it was a roughly 14% advantage to the attacking CSA side. Then, through the ticket balance changes that we got last week, it looks like it's flipped now to a roughly 15% advantage to the Union side. So that's a 29 percentage point swing in favor of the Union side. The CSA attack, they have the Palmetto Sharpshooters with the Enfield, the Mississippi, and the Whitworth. Those NCOs have the scopes on those Whitworths, at least the 1st Sergeant and Sergeant Major NCO slots. And then the 5th Virginia Regiment with the option of the Enfield, the Springfield 55, and the Springfield 42, so they got that buck and ball. So, the Union defense on the opposite side has the 114th Pennsylvania and the 2nd U.S. Both have the Springfield 61. It's kind of just been a shootout for the past couple of minutes, but with that being said, Gamer, did you want to describe more what's happened the past couple of minutes, and also describe how you think each side should play this map?
So the CSA moved up in kind of a split team orientation. They sent on the right side, it looks like they sent their buck and ball regiments on the right side for whatever reason, which is the very open field side. And on the left side, I can see the rifle regiments here. I can see 10th U.S., 7th Michigan, all of those guys who have rifles here on this left side. And JD, which is one of the buck and ball companies, I guess is also on this left side. Okay, so they put one, this is peculiar, they put one buck and ball company on the left side and one sharpshooter company, and then the other side they put a buck and ball company and a sharpshooter company. Usually the way that I've seen this map get played is mostly towards the CSA left side. Have your buck and ball in the woods fighting it out, have your rifles kind of in the area, if not in the woods with them, have them sort of towards the tree line or even out towards the road and kind of shoot it out that way. But USA, probably because of the ticket balance changes, I mean, it went from about 120 for USA to about 157 as a ticket balance, so that's a huge swing in favor of Union. They've been granted a massive buff to tickets. They played very aggressively, very forward, and slowed the CSA down, and really initially prevented them from getting into these woods that usually the USA will cede kind of entrance to the woods and fight it out in the woods. As you can see, the Zuovs here, the 114th Pennsylvania, with 2 Corps and CB, they were a little more aggressive and up in front, and now they've pulled back.
Yeah, it's a little fascinating to see the CSA side go from a more traditional just charge in the woods right away to trying to make this a long spread out shootout. I mean, so far, clearly not working. CSA almost halfway through battle ready. Union a 1/4 of the way, almost to their stage, so it's going really good for Union, and you would expect the CSA side to soon shift things up. I mean, plenty of time, plenty of tickets left, but you don't want to get too far down this early in the match, just because you're going to give Union a lot of confidence on a map that they normally don't do well. But again, the ticket balance changes.
They heard you, Eagle. They heard you. It looks like JD and 10th US now are moving towards the center, and it looks like they're not going to get aggressive, but they are moving up to a more forward defilade now to shoot at those boys in Sussy. They're just here behind this Union defilade. And I mean, this is kind of a position where now they're getting a little more aggressive. This is kind of a position where having those rifles out in the field is certainly better than having them in the woods. So good that they made that move. Looks like 7th Michigan does not realize that Sussy is just over the defilade. Trying to shoot into the side of those Zouaves in the woods, but they're very much so in a bad position. Let's see if Articus notices. He notices. To quote Red, #noticing.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
I'm surprised
you see-
CSA is only going halfway there.
It looks like Deckhart of the Real White Boy Brigade has reversed the line. He said we're getting with it. He said this is a title I've earned, not given.
So true. The red, white, and blue.
So true. The red, white, and blue.
So many names for a brigade.
I
Beautiful
like
thing.
Deckhart loves the name. He told me. He was
Real-
like, Gamer, name's amazing. I
Real
love it.
White Brigade.
I love
What a
you,
time.
Gamer. And I was like, I love you, Deckhart. I
Deckhart,
gotta
great
tell
man.
you, the danger of what 7th Michigan did there.
They pulled back.
The danger of what 7th Michigan did there is what I like to call opening yourself up to a glizzification. People who've
Did Womp make
watched
that
other
term?
episodes. No, I made it up just now. People at Womp actually requested I talk about the glizzies. People who have watched other episodes have heard about Womp's glizzy gobbling skills. You see, when a regiment lines up like that with another regiment on their flank, it's kind of like that the regiment's lined up just like a glizzy. And the other regiment that has their flank, kind of like Womp, can swallow them down with shots, because if you miss the first guy, you're going to hit the second guy. Whereas if a line is facing another line, if you miss the first guy, you're not going to hit a second guy because there's nobody behind him.
So true. This Union defensive line talked about Sussy Brigade being in the center of that Union team. Union left, you got the 51st Alabama. To their right, Alabama Volunteer
2 Corps is fixing
TKO.
bayonet in the woods here. They're talking about charging.
Ain't no way. We'll see if they do that. Towards the center of the line, you got Sussy Brigade in mass there, and then in the Union Woods, Gamer mentioned earlier, you got Corn Brigade and 2 Corps. So, I mean, they got a big beefy line. CSA on the opposite side. We saw 7th Michigan and the center shift to the
Like
left
12th
side.
VA they're not charging. I think they're just getting to a more aggressive defilade, but they've just been shot to shit and getting there. So now they're pulling back all the way on the far right.
Yeah,
They really got shot apart by 51st Alabama and AVC.
Yeah, CSA might be prepping to hit the sides. I mean, JD, 7th Michigan, they're starting to push up into the woods on the CSA left side. In the center of the CSA team shooting out, you got the 10th US right now pushing up close to that defilade where Sussy is Colquitt's Brigade in 23rd New York. Still holding there. And then on the extreme right side, which I assume 12th VA is over here, you got the 9th Louisiana as well. And some FSB. So, yeah, they're getting shot up. This ain't working for CSA. I'm surprised they're not just trying to punch through the woods right now. At least try it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of the far right for CSA where the arty is on this map. Ever since when the winter update came out, and these maps came out as well, I remember that the initial strategy for CSA, and we'd get slaughtered doing this, was you'd go from spawn, you'd go over and you'd kind of hug the right side and you'd stay in that open field. This is before people, I think, really knew the map boundaries, because it had just come out, and you would just get slaughtered on this right side by the CSA that has these 2 great ridges that provide just excellent defilade, and they have access to those artillery positions, which it's a little harder to shoot arty in the woods because of those defilades that kind of continue, those ridges that continue out into the woods. And so I could see some of CSA on the right side, still out in the field, but not far right, and the rest towards the woods. But until they punch through those woods, I mean, they're not really able to really take advantage of the natural positions that CSA usually takes advantage of on this map.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I mean, even if CSA win on the Union left side and push them out of the defensive line they're in, Union can just hunker down the woods. They're still near the point and they're able to contest it. If CSA take the woods, Union then either have to fall back to their main spawn and try to push through the woods again to get the CSA out, or hold in an open field defensive area by the point, which isn't going to work that well for the Union side. So the woods is the objective for CSA, and I mean, Their guys are inching towards the center from the right side. I mean, 7th Michigan and JD are getting close to where 2 Corps and 30th Ohio is. MSG on Union right are getting a little shootout in the woods, but so far CSA down. They hit engaged. Union still in battle ready.
Yep, Union's shifting now. The rest of CB is shifting back into the woods from the field, which makes sense. I mean, CSA has moved a little bit more towards that wood side, but I really think CSA has got to get more in some ways consolidated, but also just more intelligent with what they're doing. I think splitting up on this map just opened them up to really long sight lines for the USA that they can take advantage of. But it looks like now the 23rd New York Volunteers and FSB and the CQB flag they're moving all the way back, it looks like, but instead they're going far right, it looks like. I mean, if we learned anything from last week, not having a flag for half a match does not affect the outcome of a match. So, you know, them having the flag over here on the far right probably doesn't matter.
So, let's see. CSA, are they pushing in the woods? I mean, they're inching forward on the far left.
They're inching forward. I think are they really just trying to respawn people just out there? That's an interesting choice. Out by the guns.
Oh.
But yeah, now the rest of CB, MSG have all kind of moved into the woods here. Wampa's in the woods, and now you've got a huge number of Union here in the woods. I think if they're going to do something, they should not just go straight at them. Take advantage of the fact that you could go outside of the woods if necessary. But Sussy Brigade in a perfect position to check any kind of move like that, and really hitting into CSA's side here.
Yeah, they just really giving them
the Glizzy special here.
CSA's got to charge in the woods, you think. 8th Ohio's inching forward towards CSA in the woods.
Yeah, you're at a slight ticket deficit here, and the position that you have in the woods is not as good as the position that USA has in the woods. You know, if you want to equalize some things up, at the very least, try to get your buck and ball closer. You know, some of them are just barely at the edge of buck and ball range. And there's a guy without tags. I'm going to kick him. He has no tag.
Wow. Gamer adminning live here. This is why we have Gamer on as well. You know, you get that admin access we don't normally see here.
Hey, I see inbreds.
So, shootout's still going. I mean, it's over a third of the way through the game so far. Union's still not down a morale stage. And CSA, I mean, they're kind of changing stuff up. Kind of. They're slightly shifting around, but they're not really charging at all yet. And, you know, they got to do it at some point. Still plenty of time left, but for the amount of tickets you guys had.
I'm not going to say the name that I kicked, but the comments are very funny.
Yeah, I can see.
Agrippa, no. Agrippa, no. Okay, you can see what Agrippa said. That's kind of funny.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, the comments are real funny.
That's beyond terrible.
That's real funny. Hey, they did
terrible.
nothing wrong.
Oh man. Anyway,
you know, I mean, Agrippa does it for a second time. Never mind.
Anyways, CSA charging in the woods, trying to get around. Actually, they're not charging. They're just trying to get around the Union right. 6LA trying to hold JD. Pushing up there. Are they charging? They finally are. Here they go.
Who's next? Let's get this.
That is one big long conga line.
Nice job.
Oh, a CSA guy walked up to the Union line, then put his bayonet on.
Oh no. Looks like they've got the local numerical superiority here. Sussy and TKO are coming in to punch this out, and are probably going to clean this up for the Union, but could have been a much cleaner charge by CSA. I've been, you know, now that I've been watching quite a bit here, I've noticed that it seems like the team that is doing less successful is doing more of a conga line charge. You got to all move together. You got to form it up and then make that charge. Because if they just, because the position they charge is a point that has a lot of rocks. If they just moved up there and took advantage of buck and ball and just shot it out, they might have done a little better. Give time for the rest of everybody to come up, then make that kind of advance, or make them come to you. Yeah, they get pushed all the way out here.
Yeah, some Union guys counter-charging out, maybe trying to get a flag, but are they? I mean, at least Yeah, mix of guys. Huncho up front. He told me he wanted to be witness tonight, and he's being witnessed running away from the CSA lines. Very sad. What a guy, though. Huncho.
Huncho's just following the rules.
Nah,
No,
he's a chicken.
there's actually not a no Rambo rule. There's not a no Rambo rule. I'm just joking. It looks like CSA 12th VA here charged up to the tree.
Oh, they're gonna get
I like
chased
to
out.
call it the tree of death here on the Union right side, on the Union left side. Now Ryder's coming in. He's not quick timing. He's coming in just to shoot him out.
Is he known for quick timing?
Oh, believe me, he's known for the quick time strats.
Wow.
You remember 3 weeks ago he hit the quick time.
I do on the Hagerstown match.
Yep,
yeah.
he's level 100. Don't you know that he's level 100?
I didn't.
He mentioned that. He mentioned that in the call before the event. He's level 100.
Was that, I assume, recently achieved then?
Yeah. I don't know.
Well,
Probably not.
regardless.
He's been level 100 for a while. Red is level 69.
He's never
Red
playing
got
the game
an
again.
Dude,
He's never playing
Red
again.
got. Well, I mean,
He
Red
needs to
got
keep
into an
that.
argument with somebody in the War of Rights Discord.
Oh boy.
Who was trying to like E-rank him with like their War of Rights level. That like I'm level 70, 73, and you're level 68.
Just make
or
a
something.
regiment
It
and call
was so
yourself a
stupid.
general at that point. Like, come on.
Yeah, it was so stupid. It's like, I think Red has had more contribution to the community. I think Red can speak on more of whatever topic they were arguing about. And it looks like Two Core, I think, in a very good position. This really shows Jason and Archer have a pretty good eye for terrain because they're all over these rocks here on the Union far left in the woods. And this is really a strong position. If CSA was able to get up and take some of this, even if they don't take all of it, they have cover. They can take advantage of their buck and ball and whittle away at the Union. But they're right on it.
Yeah, I mean, the difficult part, CSA down 3/4 of a stage right now, over halfway through the match, or around there anyways. And I mean, this is rough. CSA tried to shoot out, it's failed. They tried to charge in. Apparently a pretty poor charge on their part. Union not even backing themselves out well, but the charge went bad for CSA, losing even more tickets. So, you know, that's kind of the wild card in this whole thing, is the ticket balance changes that they did last week, because a lot of these maps, you know, like, we haven't seen, at least on this channel anyways, Pat's Turnpike in a long time. I don't know if you've played in-game or recently, but, I mean, we don't know with the ticket balance changes how big of an impact it's going to be. Now, obviously, a swing of almost 30% difference in Union's favor is a huge amount, but clearly it seems to have an impact, which I'm excited to see
Almost
Bolivar Heights
40.
camp. Almost
It's
40?
57. It's 120 to 57. So that'd be
JD's
almost
charging.
40.
The percentages that someone sent me had 30%. JD's charging in. Nonetheless, big chicken change. JD's charging in.
Get wrecked.
Where's the Union reinforcements? It's coming in. A messy charge. CSA looks like they're winning it.
Yeah, some of Union didn't rotate here, which I don't think they knew to rotate. First Delaware ABC, I don't think they knew to rotate. But the whole CSA team is now in these woods, and it looks like CSA they put together a better charge, and they won out in the woods. They were there, they made the better move, and now the flags have almost all gotten out, it looks like.
One down in the woods, the two in the open, trying to get out right now.
Red getting the flags out, but I mean, that's a whole bunch of people.
Will Red's contributions be enough to save the flags?
I do think if CSA accidentally caps here, I think that they should get infinite overtime. Even though Sevi has given up infinite overtime for Lent, I don't celebrate Lent, so I can still infinite overtime.
AVC in a bit of a melee here on the road line.
Hold ABC, hold line, hold line ABC.
Will Riders level 100 carry it? He gets an arty shot to help out.
Back up on the line, ABC. Back up, boys.
All of USA is running back through the woods. It looks like almost bayonet and go entirely, and nothing and go entirely. Looks like they're trying to get into the rear of CSA before CSA gets a significant amount of respawns here, target those flags, and then try to sweep up what's left. And the flags are really far back for CSA. Someone needs to yell at them to get those flags up. It is a 30-second run. They're all the way almost in the back of the woods. They haven't moved. Thankfully, someone is now moving those flags up. maybe the caster curse has come in.
Maybe.
Yeah, because you keep those flags too far back, it's a 30-second run back up to the line, and you have a significant disadvantage.
They had a flag back at their battery as well. It's starting to run up, but what's interesting, they're running towards the center of the map. They're almost giving up the woods back to the Union. Maybe they don't think Union's going to get back there that quickly, but CSA's focused their attention on the center of the map, where I think Union has 3 flags. So.
And Union is absolutely getting back there quickly, can form up to some defensive lines, and they're back in kind of the traditional positions here for Union. Before the ticket balance change, it was this little defilade that's in the woods that you would kind of hold, that you have pretty clear sight lines to the main hill and kind of ridge area. But now they're moving up further. And now they can really shoot from both sides at CSA, and CSA going back into the woods somewhat.
As they should. CSA, the woods is where you want to be. Obviously, if you want a couple guys in the open shooting it out, you can. But the woods is what you need to take. And I'm surprised, they look a little bamboozled. They pushed out into the center there, obviously charging Union out. They stayed there for a while, brought their flags up, and now they have a mix of guys running towards the woods, a mix of guys running out, trying to figure themselves out. But it's giving Union time to reform and shift around their flags, which... Did they move some from the center? It looks like they have. So, Union's still in a good spot, up a third of a stage. CSA had taken losses, 20 minutes left.
Actually, fuck it, 59th.
And Union kept all of their flags after that charge, I believe. I don't believe they lost any of their flags, which is awesome for any kind of team when they get charged. If you lose those flags, really some great foresight by Red to make sure that those flags got out. They almost captured 2 out in the field. Really great foresight by Red that ultimately... really helps the Union team, and maybe they lost a flag in the woods that got picked up later.
Yep.
I couldn't see it on the spectator cam,
yeah, it did.
but it's certainly a solid thing for Union that they got any of those flags out, because they can keep up the respawns and keep up the fight.
Indeed.
All the drill camp maps are a really far walk from spawn.
So Union's got some moves here. 7th Ohio, 59th New York. Trying to move out for the Union in the open field, get on the CSA's right. TKO, 51st Alabama, ABC joining them as well. So they're kind of trying to pinch in on both sides right now. Union's got 2 flags out in the open, presumed 2 flags in the woods. Now, if you're CSA and you're seeing Union so spread out like this, they need to charge into the woods, or one of the sides, really. The woods I prefer, but if Union's so spread out, just hit one of the sides. They've begun to claw the ticket balance back here. Now it's only really half a stage, maybe under half a stage between the 2 of them. There's a guy who's in spectator mode. He should not be in spectator mode. Okay, no, he swapped out of spectator mode. Never mind. You're all good. Just don't do that again. Dear viewer, please don't go into spectator mode in the video.
I think they just accidentally, or maybe they're doing it when they die. I don't fucking know. It's not intentional, though, and I don't think it's providing a competitive advantage. Looks like 7th Michigan here pushing up a little bit into the woods, trying to get more aggressive on CB, but, he's outnumbered by quite a bit, and they're going to hit him with a bunch of Monet balls.
And JD's going in, too, on the opposite side. Yep.
Brace.
Just brace it right here. They're coming to us. Brace it right here. Both ways, Sharpsell. They're both ways.
And
Union won that charge, certainly.
they did.
Something like that, you have probably comparable numbers charging in, but they didn't charge at the same time, which meant that CB got some more shots off, as well as 2-Core got some more shots off, and you come at it with the same number. So the defending side can get their shot off, get a nice clear shot, and then stab you out.
And one dude with bayonet. There we go.
Why did more CSA
USA
not
has
target?
won that. I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm very surprised. It looks like maybe CQB stayed back. Maybe they were more centered. But it looks like the team is respawning with their flag here. I would have expected some of these guys in the middle to maybe charge into the woods there, just because, and I think this is a great point for anybody watching at home. We can see that it's a good idea to charge either side, but it's up to the team to take advantage of execution, and they did not execute that well enough. They came at it with not enough people.
And they should be able to know, even on the ground, that Union's super spread out, which it looks like they're actually going to charge in again. CSA in the woods. Not the whole team, it looks like, but a good amount. JD, FSB going in.
to shoot that flag. I want to shoot that flag. Did I get it?
So that's an easier win for the CSA side. Still some Union left. So that's a sweep there. Union main spawns back up here. They're about to hit the CSA in the woods.
Hi, how are you?
Massacre these idiots. Get through them, boys.
Oh, it really do be like that.
Get out here, white man.
Certainly a big, heavy melee there that ultimately led to a USA flag being almost lost here. Oh my God, Tom of 2 Corps getting that flag out. A genius. He was surrounded, but Paoletti fought like a lion and protected that flag and got it out.
Get out.
I think it got out. Yeah, it
Yeah,
did
it
get out.
did.
Holy shit! Like there's CQB right around him, and 12th VA guys right around him. They didn't see him. Oh my gosh, Tom, you brilliant man, and Paoletti, you great fighter.
Paoletti, been here a long time, knows what he's doing.
Been here a long time. He really does.
But
That's why they call him Smooth Paoletti.
This is fascinating, right? Union's up by 3/4 of a morale stage. 15 minutes left. Time kind of iffy for the CSA side. CSA has the ground, though. Union in a morale stage will hit breaking, and if they capture point, they can win the game. So, I mean, this is going to be a close ending, even though Union's up by a lot and doing well on time. We'll see how it goes. I mean, CSA has the ground. Now, good cover shooting on Union, who has a straight fence line, and they're spread out pretty nicely on that, but they're a little more exposed, especially with the sun being on them versus shade.
It's the woods really provide you with excellent visual cover, and sometimes that doesn't protect you from getting shot, but it protects you from the enemy knowing where you are to get shot.
At some point, you just see smoke and you shoot it. And
Yeah,
hope.
but Union really owns this point, and maybe CSA can think about a little bit of going back towards that sort of main hill in the woods and going a little bit more left, kind of on and I'm not going to say it because this is a family-friendly broadcast, but I have a certain name for this kind of move where you reach your line around where the enemy is and kind of hit them in the side, and just one line in this great defilade here that was being taken advantage on that previous right side push here would absolutely eat the Union's tickets.
So the Union main spawns trying to go behind the CSA team right now as CSA's focused towards the center of the map. Some CSA have figured out they're there. Colquitts, they're charging. But again, only like 5-10 guys from CSA charging.
Man, you don't want to not have a really significant number of people going into a charge like that. Those are CB and 2 Corps, two pretty chunky groups.
JD's charging now.
And
Or getting close. Also, I just want to note the unkillable and the untouchable Jason died a moment ago. It's very sad. Very sad. There was a event I covered with a while ago game, right? And Jason got like 6 kills in melee with the butt of his rifle. It was glorious. And he went taunting. It was beautiful.
Was that on Cook's?
Fleming's Meadow. I don't know.
On Fleming's Meadow? Okay.
I don't remember what event it was for. All the events kind of merged for me. But is the lore
Just
of White
War,
Slave.
right?
Yeah,
Just
it is.
business.
Lore of White. You can even
And it
say
looks
right.
like they're not in the usual defilade position that they're normally in. I think
The CSA?
the USA doesn't have their normal traditional defilade on this map, but they still have a relatively fine position for them. And ultimately, if you're in a relatively fine position, you're in a relatively fine position.
Wow.
And they can take advantage of that to have a little bit of cover with these dropped logs and the defilade somewhat to shoot back. And this is certainly a time where CSA needs to all bunch together. They need to make one solid push in one direction, which probably honestly should just be for point. If not for point, then for the woods, and try to knock those guys out in the woods and maybe farm them on respawns, stand as far to the edge of the woods as they can. And I think they can go pretty far towards the edge of those woods, farm them on respawns, try to get a little bit of a ticket swing in your favor, at least put them down to breaking, and then you can play for point.
And because
They are
Oh, are they charging?
they are charging. They are behind on tickets, but
I wonder if it's the edge of the woods, because I feel like I would agree CSA should just charge this, but instead they're getting shoot. I mean, it's pretty far into the woods, so who knows? I mean, the thing is, too, right? If CSA charges point, Union's been decently coordinated tonight. But if CSA all charges point to try to take it, the Union in the woods here could loop around and get behind. Not that there's at least a huge amount of them compared to the proportion of CSA, but it can cause a little bit of mayhem. Union in the woods falling back.
And it looks like, and Sid is seeing this. Let's hope Sid is calling this out, that really the Union positions on point have really, really thinned out. They could absolutely, 10th US could absolutely take this hill, take this fence up on top of the hill, and just have a lot of control over the point and a lot of ability to shoot really to any position that Union would want to be to protect point. So let's see if they go and take that. And it looks like they are with 7th Michigan. And what I'll always tell people, it doesn't matter if USA on this map has just ticked into braking and CSA has 5 seconds left of final push. If they cap the point while USA is braking, doesn't matter the time, doesn't matter the ticket lead, doesn't matter the casualties, they win. So always remember that. It ain't over till it's over.
Real.
We could have, if that charge at the end worked out well on Cooks with Union and braking, would have been a win.
Yeah.
Always remember that. Always remember. It's not over till it's over.
The motivational speaker
and it's
here.
never over.
This is why
Arctic
Gamer
is
leads the
pulling the
first
line
Texas.
up for, exactly. Arctic is pulling the line up for a beautiful, beautiful pop-up volley here onto 10th US. Contesting where they really want to be, which is very, very smart. Looks like Delaware and rest of Sussy here are going to go join them in protecting that very important hill on this map.
I mean, it's a nice idea, but they need numbers. They have tickets to burn, that's for sure. Obviously don't want to if, you know, you want to avoid taking loss, but...
rotating out of the woods. It looks like CB is really the only woods group, and they're right at the edge of the woods, really where they need to be, because CSA does have buck and ball, and if you're that far away, you're not able to take advantage of that buck and ball, and CSA is now moving to rotate as well towards point. And it looks like TB has pushed 7th Michigan and 10th US all the way back from that defilade, back to a much more inferior position here out in the open. Without a charge, too. Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, CSA at this point down a lot of tickets trying to protect their tickets, but if I'm CSA at this point, the only probable way it seems they're going to win this is by forcing you into braking and then winning charges on the point. So... I mean, not a lot of time left, too, so trying to stay up, be more aggressive to get a few more kills might not be a bad idea, but, I mean, just as Gamer said, Union with 2 core moving out, they're trying to keep their distance.
And right now, 59th is being very aggressive all over those CSA guns, silencing those CSA cannons, and those are the only guns that CSA is really on. So for a couple of minutes here, and we're nearing towards the end of the match, for a couple minutes here, it looks like CSA is not going to have access to that artillery. And I would expect, if I know Red, that he's gonna say, "Hey, Delaware, stay on these guns," and he's gonna head back to point, or have 5th North Carolina stay on those guns, head back to point, because this is the time where you're starting to need bodies on point. And to USA's credit, they have almost the entire team, other than I believe CB, on point.
Aim low, north.
Indeed, that would be the case. Yeah, 59th just staying out there trying to get a flank. I mean, Union's going to hit braking, but the question is, what's it going to be on the black timer? It's not going to be much.
Time matters. Time absolutely does matter. And if you can't get them into a braking position, because it probably will take them 2-3 minutes, real aggressive, you're not going to have the time for final push. I think on this map you have 3.5 minutes for final push for CSA. I don't remember.
I don't know.
And, you know, if the black timer is less than that 3.5 minutes, you don't get time back. Time goes forward. Time doesn't go backwards.
Very unfortunate, but true.
You know, it's kind of like, you know, when you go to the store and you ask for the sale they had 3 years ago, and they tell you that doesn't work.
It's very sad.
We don't have the sale from 3 years ago. And it looks like 59th has gotten all. I really like 59th's position here. And Delaware's position, really all of Sussy, I should say, all of their position here is great because now they've really pushed almost into the rear of CSA and behind where CSA would really want to be. And it looks like they did leave 5th North Carolina here on the guns. And Wolf has now... Who did Wolf kill? Who was that who was at the guns? Who ran to the guns? F-boy. Why would you run to the guns, man? Like, USA is there. Now CSA has no artillery, which for this match, absolutely in a position where you're trying to take
CSA's charging
point.
Corn Brigade. Very late. Might hit them in braking. We'll see.
Oh yeah, Ethan's about to get lights up in the front of us.
I can hear Remix saying, Allahu Akbar.
So they sweep Corn Brigade. They get the flag down. Union should be able to recover that. 6 minutes on the clock. 59th New York continue pushing up. They're very deep into the woods right now. If CSA can realize that, they might be able to charge them out. I should say this is just mostly sussy here. But
yeah, they're about to be in breaking here with
charging
half
point.
a stage, and they do need to charge point. Absolutely. Charge point, fight it out over point, but I mean, Sussy's position here is just excellent, where they can sweep through the woods. They can cut off a lot of the attack angle here for CSA. And this is really, I think, a bad angle to attack from. There's so much open space.
it's going to be open space regardless of where they hit them. They got to go, though, and they are.
Yeah, that's absolutely. But more on this side, and CB's in their rear. Most open direction to attack from, I should say.
That's true. They curved it. Nice already shot from Union. Union line starting to engage. Here we go. Big charge.
That was a brilliant clump that Artie could hit. Come on, Artie, win the game.
Union's breaking. If CSA cap, they win. CSA starting to cap point. Union right now, I mean, they have some guys charging in the rear. A lot of Union in the woods right now. CSA as well starting to pour out.
USA just nothing and go from spawn, and CB is sweeping up here from CSA's rear. They were already in the rear, and they picked up quite a few people. If USA doesn't run these flags too far away to a position that's, you know, out in Timbuktu, they can absolutely keep these flags in the vicinity of point, get respawns back up, and win it from there.
So Union's winning on point, up a morale stage. CSA almost in the final push. Clock may or may not drop. CSA down 2 flags on point with a good amount moving out on main. CSA a little scattered right now. And
there's only 5 or 6 CSA guys left at those guns, and they killed that flag that ran up there, which I don't know if that was the best place to run up there. But now they have one of the CSA flags down on point, and CSA just doesn't have the numbers to retake it from the trees.
Nope, they do not. But it looks like CSA has 3 of their 4 flags in the
Final
woods.
push.
Final push. So infinite tickets.
And they didn't get any time back.
Nope. So they've only got 3 minutes and 15 seconds till it's over. They can keep spawning in. Union needs to try to get the flags down like they just shot down that one CSA flag bearer running away from their lines. But, I mean, the CSA team is going to have one more good charge left, and that's going to be it. Union's got tickets to hold, but can they actually win the melee? We'll see.
And on that last charge, I got to say, I think the one that they went into CB, I think that was a good idea 3, 4, 5 minutes ago. But the situation on the field changed when it comes to the clock, and they make that charge, they make that push, they wipe them out, yes. But you need to be able to sit there for a little bit, cut those respawns, and then make a more aggressive move towards point. Maybe move back up in the woods and charge through the caissons that provide you some cover, some protection. So ultimately, I think timeline-wise, the clock has not favored CSA. I think, and people are not going to see it on the broadcast, but I believe it was 2 Core and one other group who got really aggressive right up into the front of the woods and pushed, I think it was CQB and JD, to not, instead of going directly into the woods, instead they had to go to the woods across the little dirt lane and kind of shoot it out there for a couple minutes. And that time matters at the end of the match.
Oh, CSA main spawns getting out into the open field. They're just going to go straight across it. All right.
And this could be disastrous for CSA.
I mean, they have a little time if they're trying to coordinate a charge while they move in, but they're just going Union CM. CSA pushing out of the woods, it looks like as well. Union already getting involved. Here we go.
And it looks like 30th Ohio here is way too far in the back, just trying to watch this CSA flag. They should really be up here. Maybe they haven't gotten the call in Discord to move, but they're a little far back right now. The fight's going on up in front. And it looks like that lack of a handful of people is really hurting them now that CSA won that charge. Griefer on the reefer here from 1st Maryland, rescuing that flag.
CSA's got a lot in the center. Union, a couple groups on the outside. CSA trying to make their way to the point.
CSA is just storming in. I mean, this might be a throw. If CSA wins this right here, this is a huge throw from Union. Huge throw from Union. And, I mean, they've got multiple Union flags down. The last one's running away. Griefer on the reefer with an excellent save on that flag. First Sergeant promoted at Gettysburg in front of the 1st Maryland Monument, CSA.
I do remember that. I do have a video of that. It was beautiful. 20 seconds left.
He's been killed now by Nevia.
15 seconds left.
Sussy trying to run up to save point. I think CSA might have done it. CSA's in force on point here, and USA doesn't have the respawns coming in fast enough.
I mean, Union's going to have about, what, 20, 25 seconds still? CSA still has to fully cap the point at this time.
AVC and Agrippa need to use these guns, turn those guns, and get a shot off immediately. And they've gone into overtime.
Union just needs more bodies on point to end the game. CSA needs that red bar to fully go full. Union trickling in. Crap, I think CSA is going to do it.
And there's just not enough of this. Is a huge throw by Union. This is a huge throw, and I'm going to be honest. I know I shouldn't editorialize too much on that.
Union's taking it back.
Oh, hold on. Union beginning to take it back, but CSA has spawns coming in. They've got to get the circle in the middle full. They got to fill the circle. They filled the circle. Okay. I didn't editorialize too fast, but almost
we'll edit what you say out.
Almost a massive throw by Union, not having everybody up there to meet that charge. Getting defeated in detail is not how you react to the ever-changing battlefield, but luckily they were able to sweep it back up and get the win. And partially, I think because they had so many tickets, they didn't go last stand at all, even with all those losses.
Yeah, I mean, the win is a win in the end. Geez. I just replied to a text and then thought CSA had won it for a second. I blanked. Yeah, good win by Union. They were the better team in that match. That's for sure. My apologies.
Absolutely.
There.
I mean, and really, I think if CSA was a little more aggressive at the beginning and were able to act on kind of their game plan, I think if they went for that move right at the end, they killed that isolated group right at the end, had some time to farm tickets off respawns, kind of like you've seen on that attacker win for Union on Pry Ford, farm those respawns. They absolutely could have put Union into last stand. They were very, very close to doing so. And if you do that with a minute left on final push here, maybe even less than a minute, they could have gotten the win.
Gamer, I got to interrupt you. We'll see you all for round 2. And here we are with the start of our second round. Before we get into this, though, thank you to our YouTube members for your support. Your support is greatly appreciated. So again, quickly before we get into the round, congrats to the 7th Ohio for getting the win over Colquitt's Brigade last round. For this round, Jackson's Division picked this map. Alabama Volunteer Corps picked Union. Normally a crazy pick, but again, the ticket balance could prove something. Server population to start our round, 381. Maybe some crashes, some people hopping off for the night. But nonetheless, 381 is the count. Union right now up by 4 on the CSA side. In terms of artillery, each side has the option. CSA taking 7, Union taking 6. So the infantry in balance is going to be about 4 in favor of the Union side. And with that all being said, ticket imbalance for the map, it went from a 12.7% advantage to the CSA side roughly to now a 17% advantage to the Union side. So about a 30% swing in favor of the Union side. That Union defense has the 39th New York with the Mississippi and the 87th Ohio with the option of the Lorenz and the Springfield 55. And the CSA attack has the 1st Louisiana Zouaves with the Mississippi and the 9th Louisiana with the option of the Springfield 55 and the Springfield 42. They got the buck and ball. Gamer, in your opinion, how should each side play this map?
Usually the way the map gets played for CSA is they go up the hill and then they all charge from the top of the hill towards the point and they get Union's tickets down. You can even spawn trap Union on this map. Sometimes you shift it a little more left to kind of cut off Union's respawns from point, but you just aggression on this map. And I think the bigger change than the ticket change on this map is that for both sides, you now have one company that has significantly reduced effectiveness in shooting. The Mississippi 1841, which is the main weapon of the 39th New York and the 1st Louisiana Zouaves, now has an issue where if you have the bayonet on, you don't have sights with the rifle. So it's a lot less easy. It's a lot more difficult to line up an accurate shot. And USA is very, very spread out, even having some of the Italian regiments here very far on the right side. They're getting very, very aggressive up into these woods here. Sussy moving up pretty far. And it looks like CSA is all the way on top of the hill. One really interesting thing here, it looks like with all of the people that AVC has on artillery, they're using those people, those 6 people, to create a fort on this main line of attack here that usually is taken advantage of by CSA, where they attack through where the caissons are, they have that little bit of cover, and then they punch through to point. And if they can't attack like that because there's a wall in the way, well, you know, it's going to make things a little more difficult.
It will indeed. So that Union defensive line going from left to right, where that fort wall is being set up, you got the 51st Alabama and TKO with the AVC gunners there. Further back on point, you have 2 Corps. Then a little to the right, you got 7th Ohio running back, 5th Virginia, 8th Ohio, and they're shifting towards
JD's
center.
charging. They're charging the
Good
fort.
Call out. I usually don't like Union doing this forts, but maybe we'll see if it works. Here they go.
You need to pull. They need to. Wizard, you need to pull that fucking lanyard. USA, it looks like, is doing a moving around from the side move, a reaching move that I can't describe because it's a family-friendly channel. But they've almost completely punched through the Union here.
And the CSA, I think, has started to pick up on what Union's doing. And they're turning around. And they will hold that. So CSA wins that charge pretty well. The rest of the Union up here and moving around through point. But look at the tickets. Union's up.
Yeah, they got hit in tickets pretty badly with that move, and now they're in a much better position to take advantage and claw those tickets back, but it looks like Sussy is here just to prevent them from fully getting on the point. That's kind of a weakness of how spread out they were, and when I mentioned they were really far to the right, that's kind of the problem of being so far to the right, is that if they push, and this was a great charge by JD, you're not stopping them. Absolutely not stopping them.
And I almost wonder if the CSA artillerymen are going to run up and start to use these Union guns.
And Mayor here of 30th Ohio just basically like running the flag all the way back to spawn. Turn it around, man. Your team has point. Go back to point. I don't know what that guy's doing.
CSA flag?
But Union flag.
Oh.
I mean, not having flag on any map for a portion of the map is, you know, no big deal. But looks like Sussy here is formed up pretty well on point. Now they're pulling back a little bit to get into, I think, what is a better position to take advantage of. Yeah, they're trying to pull away from that buck and ball.
Keeping your distance, that's all you can do. I mean, that's why, I mean, the fort idea, right, it can make sense for a defender, give yourself a little wall, but if the attackers take the spot, then they themselves can use it. So I've never really liked it. I haven't seen it work too much. I remember when they even tried it on maps like Roulette Lane, I think it was. That wasn't alive for too long, but...
I think the fort is too far up, honestly. Where you want to put a fort, if you're going to do a fort, is not over there because it's very close to the CSA's position. Do the fort all the way back. You know the circular teepee that's here?
Yeah.
Go a little bit northeast from that, you know, that first tent, have the line be like that, which takes a little bit more time to set up, but now there's a lot more distance between you and the CSA's position, and you can effectively rotate, and people around you can effectively rotate to meet any kind of charge. Because you can see AVC shooting right down what I call, I have a name for it. It's like Death Alley or something. Something like that. I can't think of the name. I have a name for this place.
You called it. I have a name for this place.
I call it. I have a name for this place. That's a good name. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that either.
Beautiful.
But that's the really alley between these two sets of tents here. That anytime you charge, it's going to be very difficult. You really spread out in any kind of charge, and it's very easy to shoot you.
Cornwallis is
Looks
calling
like
me ugly.
CSA is really shifting a little bit more to the far CSA left, Union right here. Now that CSA has that formed up position, CSA has realized, well, you know, we can only have so many people on this great defensive fortification that's been built for us. Well, we're gonna have to shift it more to this left side of the map, and they're doing just that.
Yeah, I mean, they're spreading themselves out. I mean, Union's across the whole map. Might as well put yourself there, but tickets actually, even back up, Union's still slightly ahead. That's the only thing you really got to look out for if you're the CSA side, because generally in the shootouts, there's so many factors going into if a shot hits, whether it be the skill, the individual elevation changes, sway of the weapon, if you're suppressed or not, right? So many factors that, from what I've seen in the past, too, with the ticket bar drains, a one-to-one trade. And since the defenders now have more tickets, which is really the first time we've seen that in War of Rights, the attackers have always had an advantage in tickets. Now Union does, and Union, you would think, would win the shootout then in that case over time. Of course, we'll see what happens, though. We saw it last round. Obviously, a different map, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And SSL, it seems like, has favored the defender quite a bit recently.
I mean, you're going to get that on a 400 pop, that's for sure. The higher the pop, defenders
that's for
get
certain.
it. Got more guns.
And it looks like they have a significant amount of the Italians here out in this open field rather than putting the Italians on top of the hill, where accurate shooting's a little bit less important. I think kind of a little bit of a mismatch with how bad the 1841 is now. I think kind of a mismatch. If you have a bayonet on, your rifle is less than effective. It's like if you remember how the Whitworth used to be. Remember how terrible the Whitworth used to be? Where when you would put the bayonet on, oh, that's right, you don't play the game. When you would put the bayonet on with the Whitworth, you couldn't see the sights. You couldn't see the front sight. And that's very bad, of course, because if you need the front sight if you're going to shoot somebody.
I don't know if I've ever really used the Whitworth, because I solely played Union back in the day.
They got a new model for the Whitworth, and this was like 2 years ago with the accuracy update. And they buffed the Whitworth's accuracy. It used to be the 1841 Mississippi was the best rifle in the game. Everybody called it the best rifle in the game back before the accuracy update. Now, I was saying it was the worst rifle in the game, and it got even worse with that new model. Now it's less than useless, and I have to convince people, you know, that things have changed.
I saw they changed like the FOV on the guns too when you're aiming or something like that. They messed with the aiming in this update too.
I haven't even that was a hot fix that happened recently. I haven't even gotten a chance to get in the game to mess around with that. I've been so busy.
Not playing the game.
You know, I say that I didn't play this weekend, so you know when that hot fix came out, which I think was this weekend, I missed it.
Yeah, they put a lot of hot fixes out. It's honestly props to them for doing that. But wish they do more often.
I hear they're gonna hot fix horses into the game on March 19th.
March 19th. So
look,
over a month today.
Here's my thinking.
Yeah.
Update 200 will come out on the sale. The devs have already said, even though I know this got Longstreet to lose his community guide, the devs have said they like to time things towards the sales, which absolutely makes sense from a business perspective.
Right.
If you're going to have a major update, release it when the most eyes are on the game. And go for that kind of major update release, which March 19th is the next major update. And the next sale, which will probably be the next major update. So we'll probably see horses. We might see service records. Who knows? It might be 199.9.
It's so true.
Update 200 is going to be horses on April 1st, and then they're going to remove them on April 2nd.
Drill. They should honestly have just done that last year. So, okay, March 19th is a Thursday. I gotta put that day in my calendar. I've uninstalled Discord from my phone, and it's been for the better, because if they update the game and I'm at work, I'm gonna be freaking out the rest of the day.
Yeah, I mean, March 19th, I think, is when the sale begins. I don't know. They might drop it on the 20th. They might drop it on the 18th.
That's
but
true. They could
I
drop
think
it
they're
tomorrow.
going to, I think an update's going to happen closer to that sale. And, you know, they said update 200 is not coming this month, but it's coming soon.
Springs, yeah,
Might
March
be service
19th.
records. It's probably going to be service records, though, for being for real.
I mean,
We're
if
never
you
getting
go-
horse.
If you go on I think it's warrights.com. Let me type
Somebody
it in.
just said, hold on, who was that who just said, we're about to put them in a taking losses? Somebody just said, we're about to put them in a taking losses. That's
Hell
not how
yeah.
the game works. Yeah, it's battle ready to engage, which I have to say, seeing two teams in battle ready still, 32 minutes in, with 32 minutes left, you know, 13 minutes in is pretty bad for the attacker. You want to get those tickets down a little bit quicker. And they had that big initial charge, but now they've really spread it out, and I think in some ways taken away from the advantage here for attackers if you can punch through where the enemy isn't.
Right, that's the thing, right, is Union has been winning on the shootout this round. The tickets got close again the moment the CSA team charged in, right? CSA can keep charging through. There's nothing stopping them, right? They maybe don't want early cap. It's their concern. But if you're down tickets, there's no downside. Force Union to charge you. The charges have been working for you. Keep that going. So I agree with the push forward. I will say something else as well.
Some of the first LA Zouaves here, some of them are all the way back into these woods shooting with those Mississippis. And like I said earlier, the Mississippi sucks. So it looks like the Zouaves and the Italians are at a 200, 300-yard shootout with the worst rifle in the game. It's crazy. Probably be better with an 1842.
So if you go to warofrights.com, on the main page on the top, there is an option to sign in with your Steam account. And once you sign in, it'll bring you to a page that says could not find service record. So there probably will be service records. You got notifications, a calendar on there too.
I'd like service records and one other thing. Even though, oh shit, JD's charging.
JD's been leading a lot of these tonight.
Top of the hill.
Little trickle.
And that is a very spread out trickle.
We love the trickle.
No, we don't. And it looks like the Italians here are moving to meet it. Dude, it's a pizza party practically. How many fucking Italians are moving up here?
Dude, I had
Only
Little
30th
Caesars last
Ohio
weekend.
staying there. Only 30th Ohio, just like last map. 30th Ohio, they're saying we're staying away from that charge.
So JD stops. They're getting into a shootout right now. I mean, the whole CSA team and the little alleyway.
That's pretty good for them. I mean,
forward.
that's very good for them. I mean,
Holy
now they have
crap.
almost control of point, and now they can take advantage of that buck and ball. Now it's not rifles versus buck and ball. Now it's buck and ball at an effective range.
There's so many Union guys crammed there.
And it's a turkey shoot, and they all have to shoot over. You see where AVC's location is here, right at the front of the line? Now everybody behind them, 2-Core who's behind them, TKO who's behind them, they all have to try to shoot around AVC. It's like a glizzy. Get Wump to swallow this glizzy up. It's the glizzy maneuver.
We're doing something?
And 30th still kind of out in the field here, a little bit outnumbered. Oh, 8th Ohio's joined them again.
50% Alabama's charging out of the berm right now. What are they doing? Union's joining. They're trying to push CSA out.
Yeah, they're all trying to push them out. I think this is a little too aggressive.
We'll see.
Color guard needs to get up there, dude. They have way too many people on color guard. See, get up there. It works. I mean, it's not the best trade on tickets. It put them down a little bit, but they're still ahead from the shootout. Man, that should not work, but it worked.
Praise be the ticket balance changes.
Dude, they had a whole company. They had like 20 people sitting back with the flags. It's crazy. Just off respawns. Get up there.
Did you
And now 12th VA is coming in here. 12th VA, don't charge that. Don't charge that. Just stay back. Stay back. Turn around, Duke. You're going. It's lost. It's a forlorn hope. Okay, maybe they are getting it back. Who knows?
I mean, 12th VA trying to lead a counter charge here. Union flag, at least Venom.
The Italian flag.
Trying
So
to get
beautiful.
out. He gets
So
out.
beautiful. It was almost lost, dude. Deckard almost like dropped to his knees in tears. I think Deckard's Italian. Deckard told me he was Italian. I think he's Italian. He almost dropped to his knees in tears. What
Just
happened
like
to that
the random
beautiful
person
man?
at Walmart when horses weren't released last update.
Exactly.
CSA's pushing forward. They're trickling, although they're getting some momentum here.
Yeah, CSA has pulled the whole team together, and they've gone for another big push, another big charge. I mean, the time is not in their favor, so why not get those Union tickets down?
Oh, goodness. Look at these dastardly Yankees, I dare say.
Wrathful Great is saying, God Save Ireland is the greatest thing ever. It's beautiful. Every time you know who it is. This is the brawl right now in the alleyway. Union now has a little momentum going back. The counter charge.
Oh, we're getting charged again.
Get these guys tucked in here on the left.
Yeah, the counter charge, and now those respawns who died earlier, the Sussy guys who died earlier, the 2-core guys who died earlier, the ABC guys who died earlier, now are running back with bayonets and go. Back into the meat grinder.
So true.
You know, when I was a kid, I played a lot of Dawn of War Dark Crusade, and my favorite map, I can't think of the name, but my favorite map was like this. There were 2 bases on each side, and they were kind of in a ravine, 2 ravines for either side. 1 base on one side of the ravine, 1 base on the other, and then a small little gap between them. And the quote for that map was, "Once more into the breach."
And
that's what's
Union's
going
doing
on
that. Yep, they're going in again.
And that's really getting their tickets down, even if they have the advantage.
I mean, if they can maintain a decent lead, there's no harm in going in per se, but it's kind of at that point where it's iffy either way. CSA's got some numbers to hold the line. Union's trickling.
And one thing that these ticket balance changes, and USA needs to really consolidate before they make another big push, they're still trickling. One thing that these ticket changes really changed, and in the minds of us as leaders, is that as the attacker, any melee is good because you always, as the attacker, have a ticket advantage. Now on this map, as the defender, and melee, which is on paper 50-50, now benefits you as the defender. And them charging you now benefits you. So it's kind of interesting how USA and CSA have, in some ways, kind of swapped what they want to do on this map.
Well, Union backs off. They stop the trickled in. Both sides resetting here. Union up by about 1/4 of a stage here, 20 minutes into the round. All things considered, attackers doing good on time in terms of getting the defenders' tickets down. Obviously, they're down 1/4 of a stage, which isn't that bad, all things considered. You know, it's about 1/3 to a half morale stage at a minimum that I say, where it starts to get concerning, or might be too much by the time you get to the end of the game if the clock goes down that far, but we'll see what happens. Plenty of time left.
And I mean, this CSA attacking team on the last map had a real issue with time. And right now, I mean, I'm looking at the clock going, it's 24 minutes left, and Union's still engaged. And they still have a chunk of engaged, too. You know, it's going to take a couple minutes, I think, before CSA really goes for a charge. And a couple minutes is more time they're wasting. I think 7th Michigan, though, I think Pro Gamer here might be making a good call here. Swing around on this side. If nobody's there to see you, try to swing around and come through one of these berms. Get them at an angle.
Just like Bolivar.
But he's just out there in the field. He's out there in the field, though.
Union's pushing out guys to the Union right side again. They already got 2-core kind of on the center of that area and then pushing real far out. Looks like Sussy's heading that way right now. They see a CSA flag. Oh, what a shot! I think it was Dixon who hit it from 59th New York.
Beautiful, beautiful Dixon.
We
got a hashtag free rod. Tell Red we need a hashtag free rod.
Free rod? I don't know what
Yeah.
that means, but I support it.
I
See
don't,
if they
I don't
charge
really
him.
know either. I don't know what Rod did. He did something.
JD pushing up again on the edge of that berm. Man, this makes me almost want to watch Bolivar Heights readout to see how that goes.
We'll have to see it.
Someday. Sometime. Next sussy pick. Bolivar Heights readout. Kidding. Whatever you guys
Our
want.
next sussy pick is
You wanna-
Doug's favorite. We're giving Doug the pick. It's going to
Wow.
be Westwoods.
Man,
That's
you're giving
Doug's
away the
favorite
trade
map.
secrets just on the broadcast like that?
Yeah, that's the truth.
Wow.
You can see him coming on over.
He likes Westwoods as a CSA guy?
Doug from 5th NC, that's his favorite map is Westwoods.
Huh.
Every time Doug would be in court in Sunday Night Fights, he'd be like, yo, man, pick me Westwoods. I can't even do his voice. His voice is very, very deep. He'd be like, let's go Westwoods. I can't do his voice.
Doug is a iconic voice. Sussy Brigade. Speaking
I can hear
of that,
Jason's voice in my ear right now.
Sussy,
Guys, they're coming around right. That's what he's saying.
Sussy's pushing up
We
behind
love you,
the
Jason.
team.
Dude, Jason, I'd never realized this. Jason and Star practically have the same level. 65 for Jason, 66 for Star.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy.
CSA reacting to Sussy on the rear side. Timothy West already there. Colquitt's trying to take some shots. Union almost trying to, like, pincer down and just completely surround the CSA team right now. I mean, they got guys shooting through the tents right now in 2-core. Just visible cover those tents are. They don't actually block bullets. Although that
And
would be
this
very
12th
impressive.
VA group, 12th VA could be really, really effective here if they get into Sussy's side. But Sussy is ready. Sussy moves to meet him. I mean, this could have been for 12th VA a great flank, but Sussy is here to stop it.
It's such a weird Bolivar Heights camp match to watch just because the defender's going to play aggressive without really being punished as much, if not
It's
rewarded.
very, and they have great terrain to play defensive, if necessary. You know, it's almost. And I said this about Nico. I think if you're a Union commander and you lose
Sussy
Nico, you got to
charging.
quit the game. It's a good charge.
Fucking job! You stupid fucking bitch! Who are you? Fucking die, bitch! Die! You just stabbed your friendly! Now you're dead! Now you're fucking dead! Die, bitch! Die, motherfucker! Die!
Good on
Good charge here by
Wolfenstein.
Sussy.
Oh,
Doug
Wolfenstein.
Geary is saying the old strats don't work anymore, and he's right. This is a very, this is kind of, I'm going to trademark this. I feel like the strategy on some of these maps has become very vegan. Very, don't do anything, don't be aggressive, hope that you outshoot, hope that your opponent messes up on every map. I think the, in pursuit of balance, I think we've reached, a little bit of a more corporate system of balance.
Almost
More.
wonder though if it's
You
too much of a
must.
flip.
Yeah, some maps, dude, some maps are crazy.
This
Have you
almost
seen,
feels
have you
like
seen
it.
Nico's tickets? Have you seen
No,
Nico's
I haven't
tickets
seen
for
it.
Union? Nico's tickets for Union are insane. It was like 150 something to like 203.
Oh,
Yeah, it was crazy. I'd have to look at the ticket change, but it's if you lose Nico as Union, like you got to pack it up.
on the ticket numbers
new
I
Nico,
got
new Nico.
from Edgar 2-core, very appreciative. It says 47% advantage to Union going to a 74% advantage.
That's crazy.
That's the highest I think in history.
I
we
think
have on
that
record.
is because I remember back in the day, the old Dunker Church, and this is, mind you, this is why Dunker Church has won so many map votes, and it's everybody's on Union's favorite map because Dunker Church was impossible to lose for Union back before CSA got a little bit of a ticket buff a couple months ago that I think was too much on Dunker. I'm fine with CSA having maps that they always win, just like I'm fine with CSA having maps they always win. But man, it used to be like what 54% ticket advantage.
Something up
And
there.
I
if not
remember
higher.
I played a match of USA Dunker where we played like shit as a team. We played so terribly. And I remember I looked at the clock after like 20, 25 minutes of the match. We were ahead of morale stage. And like we had been wiped in the woods like 2 times, 3 times. We lost our flag. Like there's some maps that, you give them too many tickets and a skilled commander or even an unskilled commander will just win it anyway in the pursuit of, 50-50.
So CSA team is completely back out of the alleyway. I mean, they're down almost 2/3 of a stage now, trying to focus on the Union team that is pushed up on the CSA rear side, which Union instantly backed off over there. So good on 2-Core and Sussy for realizing the situation, getting out and avoiding getting wiped in a charge. I don't know if you see this, gamer, but deep into the woods, north-northeast, you have Agrippa here, level 94 from 3rd California, Corn Brigade. He's just spying on the whole CSA team right now behind him. He's putting stuff in the text chat.
Yeah, I don't see that. I have seen some messages from Agrippa, but oh, he just shot. Let's see if oh no, they didn't see it. Let me see. I know I've seen some of his messages in text chat, but nothing.
Yeah. If you zoom way out, you have the CSA line. You look to the north. There's one USA flag. If you're right,
I see it. I see it. I'm looking right at Agrippa. I see the GG on his back. He's hoping to type GG at the end of match. Not Garibaldi guards. He's hoping to type good game.
Is that the actual reference to that?
Yeah, Garibaldi's guards.
Wow.
That was the name, the regimental name, I believe.
Learn something new every day.
If not, I think that was their nickname. Even though I don't think Garibaldi ever led them. But now there's a charge coming like a snake. Oh no, never mind. 10th US is stopping. They're just getting a little bit up in the berms here.
I mean, this map has opened wide open in Union's favor. This is kind of wild. I mean, what have you been doing for CSA? The shootout that's been kind of happening didn't work. The first charge worked for them. The second charge seemed more like a draw than anything. They should probably just push, I would think. I mean, who knows, right? We saw, I think it was this is a bigger lead than what we saw last round, but very possible for CSA to push Union to break and capture point and win. I mean, despite all the tickets, they have the 42s, which Union does not have, and at the close range, it can cause some chaos, so that's all they need. JD's pushed down to the east side of the map for CSA, shootout over there, but most of CSA in the alleyway. What a...
Absolutely, and I mean, for this map, you've got first LA Zouaves, which have Mississippis, which are not the most effective in melee, but the other team's got Mississippi, so you're fine. And then you have another company with buck and ball and with actual rifles. And I think the only advantage right now that CSA has over USA, because they don't have the terrain, they don't have the tickets, is you got to get up, you got to get aggressive, and you just have to start dropping loads of buck and ball into the enemy and hope that they don't countercharge or pull back too far.
Yep,
I think that's their best bet.
I mean,
I think whatever that company is that's all the way in the woods, they're now moving up. I think everybody consolidate towards the point and just do one big push before CB and before 2-Core and before there's an 11 Mississippi guy, and before Sussy moves. Yeah, that's a Merc. Get that Merc out of here. No, we're not Max Pop. Okay, extra crispy. You can stay, but I'm watching you.
That just reminded me of eating a hash brown. A McDonald's hash brown for $3.
I ate quite a bit. I ate quite a bit at iftar, dude. I ate up. I ate quite a lot.
I love hash browns.
Stir fry. Hash browns are pretty solid.
Yeah, I agree that CSA should just punch forward. I mean, CSA had success on that first charge when Union was spread out like this, and it took a while for Union to get in position.
Yeah, I can see they're doing kind of a fire in advance here for CSA. I think that's the right call with their buck and ball. Get a fire in advance going, get up there on point, and just take advantage of that buck and ball.
7th Michigan, 51st Alabama getting the point-blank shots on each other.
You know, if they don't charge for the next couple of minutes, Eagle, I'm going to tell you how you were, in a way, the perfect wingman for me.
Oh?
And you didn't even know it. The Eagle podcast was the perfect wingman for me. If they don't charge.
Like a video or on the group trip?
No. Doing a video.
Oh.
So you know how I did that flag video?
Yeah.
I was talking about that flag video to a nice lady. And now me and that nice lady live together.
Ain't no way.
Yep. I was texting about that flag video because the archive that she worked at also had flags, and you know,
gamers
and this
got
was,
riz.
Eagle. This was a long time ago. This was the time of the flag tier list video. So we need to do another flag tier list. Maybe that was probably in November of 2024.
Is that the actual date, or are you just spitballing?
I mean, that's kind of our. It's probably. I mean, that's when our anniversary in quotes is. So maybe November,
October
maybe
8th,
October. October 8th.
Yeah.
Okay. It took
Wow.
me a little bit of work, but I just thought of that because we're just kind of sitting here. I need to tell a story.
We love
So,
stories.
the Eagle matchmaking service. This is why people need to come on the Eagle broadcast, dude. They could end up, talking to a nice lady. Get Red on here. Red always talks about, I'm going on a date. If you want to lock that down, say, hey, look at my Battle Line Network cast.
You're not the only person who's mentioned this to me before. I can mention the other person after the fact because I don't want to out him like that. But
And it looks like
anyway.
CSA, and I don't agree with what CSA is doing right here.
They're
They
splitting
have
up.
they have two of their flags split up all the way. It's 12th VA, it's JD, it's all these guys out in the woods. I think this is probably a bad call because Union sees it. If Union didn't see this would be a great idea. But Union sees it, and so all the kind of inching forward that they're doing on point that I think is good. Take advantage of that buck and ball. Inch forward as much as you can. But the problem I think they're running into now is that they've inched forward now, but they're not in force. And so if USA were to collapse on this, there'd be nothing they could do.
Perfectly sized handful right there.
So, why do you like the CSA doing the shoot, go forward instead of just pushing forward right away?
The only advantage they have is buck and ball. They don't have the tickets for a melee. They're not the defender, so they don't have the enemy doesn't have to come to them. They have to come to the enemy, and you can get shot while they're doing that. People can put bayonets on, so it becomes less of a, in theory, 50-50 and more of a 55-45 for the defender in a melee. But you have that buck and ball that USA does not have buck and ball. USA has Mississippi's for one company, and then another company with Springfields or Lorenz's, depending on your preference. And that is not buck and ball. And buck and ball can help you get some tickets back. And I will say, speaking of the tickets, they are in a little bit of a lower morale stage based on time. They've begun to claw the race against time back, certainly, but I don't know if they've clawed back the ticket race. It's almost half a stage.
Right.
And Agrippa's still here in the back, shooting at the back of JD here.
He's having a jolly good time over there. I wonder how much XP he gets compared to someone who's been in line the whole game.
He's probably getting like 1k XP. Isn't Agrippa level 100? He doesn't care about XP.
Well, the Agrippa that's over here is 94.
That Agrippa's level 94. That's right. Okay, it's fake
He's an
Agrippa.
imposter.
Among Us?
Sussy Brigade every Thursday night. Among Us.
Sussy Brigade, imposter Among Us?
Wow.
That's why it's the Sussy Brigade.
Real.
Sussy always moves them. You would not believe what compared to doing like, Lethal Company or another game night, dude. I don't know why, but Among Us pulls a bunch of people for a game night.
That's a good game.
Yeah, it is a good game. I will say it's a good social game. I know people have called it friend slop, but that's what it is.
Who cares? As long as it's fun.
I think it looks like they're moving 12th VA here back with the team, which I think is a good call. Have JD out there in the open, and JD can kind of go around and maybe get a little bit aggressive, push off this small little group that's there.
What's two
try to attack from the side. Looks like a USA charge. They're hitting the stanky flanky here.
What a name for that.
Are they performing the reaching move that I cannot describe on a family
the end
friendly
around,
broadcast?
end around. Here they go, charging to up the end.
USA is about to go breaking. Charge, CSA, charge.
Yeah, they really should be punching forward right now. I mean, JD is, CSA, yep, they're going in.
JD not getting aggressive as they could be down the hill here, but they're stopping Sussy from being part of that reaching maneuver that only Cornwallis from 7th Ohio and 2 Corps are a part of.
And CSA has to outright win these charges, which right now on point, it's kind of a stalemate. I mean, CSA could take it, but
10th
that
US,
is around.
no, 10th US turns around, but there's just not enough CSA there. I think the numbers favor Union. If JD can run up and hit point from the side, maybe they can do something. But right now, there's more Union on point than CSA. Even if it doesn't look like it, there's Union standing off point. They're not messing with the cap, but they'll get on point soon.
For all the early
See what I mean? Now it's going back up.
It is. We love the compass. Gives us so much information.
People say, oh, you shouldn't get that information. You shouldn't even be able to see where point is. Thankfully, they reversed that change. That was the worst change ever.
That was terrible.
They reversed it. They fixed it. Now you can see where point is, which I like.
JD now getting up onto point. It's starting to go back in their favor. Union main spawns still kind of moving out.
JD's here with the numbers. If JD can wipe this, and Union has a very far run from spawn, JD could really dig in on point, and they could maybe do it. Jigsaw, Jigsaw, you gotta fight it. Tickets no longer matter.
Let's go. We're gonna be the heroes to save the day.
5th and C are fighting like lions. They're going for those flags.
You're being witnessed, Huncho. I'm glad we're so back with that.
Huncho, I do witness Huncho. I think Sussy just saved the round for him.
They did. I mean, they pushed DSA off the
saved
point.
it.
I mean,
a little ad hoc Sussy company just saved the point, saved the team.
Who is this?
High
voltage.
That JD flag back. Yeah. Oh my, that's perfect. Perfect for Union. Now Union can get here in force and fight this melee on point. And they have the tickets where they're not going to go into last stand soon.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Union doesn't have to worry about that. So can they keep those flags up and they can survive the charge? CSA getting up from their main spawn. It's kind of forming up. I don't know why they're not picking up that flag. There you go. Good job. But, yeah, I don't know why. Oh, never mind. They're forming up. They're starting to trickle forward now. 12th VA wants a little action. They can't hit Union in the last stand. And if they do, there won't be a lot of time left, if any at all. So they need to make these charges good, and they need to make them right. So we'll see if that happens, though. CSA's taking a little time, I guess. A lot of sprinting up from main. Union nearly all here.
I mean, a beautiful performance from Sussy there at the end. I mean, that's just game saving. If I'm AVC, if I'm Ryder, I gotta say thank you, Sussy. Thank you, Red. I should come play Sunday Night Fights because it's such a fun event. Thanks, Red. You really did it. Red, take it away. That's what they would say.
Wow.
That's an inside joke that Eagle doesn't get because Eagle doesn't record Sundays.
I do not. Here comes Sussy. I mean, sorry. Yeah. CSA.
Here comes JD. Here comes CSA. They're hoping to punch through.
What Artie shots?
2 cores moving to meet him. Yeah, beautiful Artie. A lot of guys going by way of the abattis here, which is excellent. They're getting around the line, but Sussy's there to stop them.
Give it to him. Give it to him.
Womp running on the flags out right now, out to this Conestoga wagon. Actually, that's a Conewago wagon. No, it's a Conestoga. It's a Conestoga.
So much blood said, and we need to figure out the name of a wagon.
I think that's a Conewago wagon. I think Conestoga is more like a,
40
like
seconds.
A bow shape.
Union almost in last stand. If they hit it, they're still going to have a lot of guys left. Zooming out here. I mean, numbers are slightly favoring Union on point. A lot of CSA moving out of main spawn. Union have the same.
You know, learned by the Pennsylvania Dutch settlers.
And it looks like Union's going to hold it. Gamer, what are your thoughts here as we finish out the round with the Union win?
This map went from impossible to win as Union to very difficult for CSA to even make a positive scratch at the tickets. It's not like, outside of kind of having people over on the side, it's not like they really did anything terrible in gameplay. There's not a big screw up. Like last map, there was almost a huge screw up, and CSA almost snatched a win. But it's not like there was a big screw up for CSA. They played it kind of, I think, how you would want to play it on this kind of map. And maybe it took them some time to come to the strategy they'd want to take advantage of. But man, what a tough map.
Yeah, I mean, in the end there, Union almost getting down the last stand. CSA not doing anything crazy terrible in the end. So tickets overall, maybe give a little more to CSA, and things are great. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel more, go beneath the video, hit the join button. By doing so, you can get a live stream of the broadcast we do with no ads. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get early access to all the condensed broadcasts that we post. If you're playing in this match, send me a link to your POV, and we'll put it in the pinned comment of the video. But besides all that, appreciate you all watching. God bless, and we will see you all in the next one. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night and a wonderful rest of the week.
And there was kind of a ratio in favor of the defender.